On a November evening in 2017, in a packed auction room in New York, a small painting of Christ sold for $450 million. The most expensive object ever sold at auction, more than any Picasso, any Rembrandt, any diamond. The room cheered. Museums around the world started planning for the lines around the block. And then the painting did something no one expected. It vanished. No museum ever hung it, no collector ever showed it. In the 9 years since that night, not a single person has seen it in public. 3 questions. Did Leonardo da Vinci really paint it? Why would anyone pay $500 million for it? And where is it hiding right now? Start in Louisiana, 2005. The estate of a Baton Rouge businessman goes under the hammer at a small auction house in New Orleans. Lot 664, a battered painting of Christ, listed as a copy after Leonardo da Vinci. The face is a smear. The walnut panel is cracked. Someone has crudely repainted the beard. 2 New York dealers, Robert Simon and Alexander Parrish, buy it on a hunch for $1,175. Here's what they knew that almost nobody else did. Leonardo is documented to have painted a Salvator Mundi, a savior of the world. In 1650, an engraver named Wenceslaus Hollar copied it and wrote underneath in Latin, "Leonardo painted it. Kings of England owned it." And then, in the 18th century, the original simply dropped out of history. About 20 copies by Leonardo's students survive. The original was a ghost. Every dealer on Earth knew that story. The question was whether this wreck from Louisiana could possibly be it. They shipped it to Diane Modestine, one of the finest restorers alive. What she found under the overpaint stopped her. The panel had been butchered, split, shaved, glued onto another board. Look at this transition on the lip. There is no line, no edge. Light simply breathes into shadow. That technique is called sfumato, and one painter on Earth did it like that. Working on the mouth, Modestine later described the moment she stopped being able to dismiss it. The painter, she said, could be no one but Leonardo. But here is the first problem. So much original paint was gone that Modestine had to rebuild whole passages with her own hand, which raises an uncomfortable question, one that will follow this painting forever. How much of a $450 million Leonardo is 500 years old? And how much of it was painted in New York after 2005? In 2011, the National Gallery in London did something almost unheard of. It hung this painting in its blockbuster Leonardo exhibition as a genuine Leonardo da Vinci. Fewer than 20 Leonardo paintings exist anywhere. The gallery had just announced a new one, but the experts were never actually united. Carmen Bambach, one of the world's leading Leonardo scholars, looked at the same panel and concluded most of it was painted by Leonardo's assistant, Boltraffio. Others pointed at the orb. Christ holds a sphere of rock crystal. A real crystal sphere flips and distorts everything you see through it. Leonardo, a man who filled notebooks with the physics of light, knew that better than anyone alive. This orb distorts nothing. The palm behind it shows through clean. Either Leonardo chose to ignore his own science, or the hand that painted this didn't know it. No laboratory, no museum, no document has ever settled the question. Remember that. It is the reason for everything that happens next. Because a painting that might be a Leonardo is the perfect financial weapon. In 2013, the dealers sold it quietly for around $80 million. The buyer, a Swiss art broker named Yves Bouvier, flipped it within days to a Russian billionaire Dmitry Rybolovlev for $127.5 million. Bouvier pocketed almost $50 million on a painting he had barely owned. When Rybolov found out, it ignited one of the ugliest legal wars in art world history. And that war is the only reason the next part of this story exists. The furious Russian decided to dump the painting, publicly, spectacularly, at auction. Christie's got the job. And Christie's understood something crucial. You cannot sell a maybe for record money in the old masters department where the experts live, so they didn't. Christie's placed a 500-year-old religious panel in its contemporary art evening sale between Warhol's and Basquiat's and gave it a stage name, The Last Da Vinci. They sent it on a world tour like a rock star. Hong Kong, London, San Francisco, New York. They filmed the visitors instead of the painting, people crying, people covering their mouths, and released that as the advertisement. Not the painting, its effect. November 15th, 2017. The estimate, 100 million. Within minutes, every serious museum on the planet is out of the race. Two phone bidders refuse to die. At 370 million, there is a long pause, then 400 million, and the room detonates, with fees $450.3 million. The buyer, anonymous. Days later, journalists traced the money. The bidder was a little-known Saudi prince with no art collection, and behind him, reporters concluded, stood the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman. The former director of the Met posted a single comment, $450 million? Hope the buyer understands conservation issues. Read the small print. Louvre Abu Dhabi announced the unveiling, September 2018. Weeks before the date, one line, postponed. No reason, no new date, it never appeared. 2019. The Louvre in Paris assembled the greatest Leonardo exhibition ever staged and asked to borrow it. The painting never came. A French documentary later claimed there was a condition. Saudi Arabia wanted it hung beside the Mona Lisa, labelled 100% Leonardo, and France said no. But here is the twist. The Louvre had already examined the painting, in secret, in its own laboratory, and printed a small book with the results. When the painting didn't show, the book was pulled from the shelves. A few copies escaped. Inside, the Louvre's own verdict, the study confirms the attribution to Leonardo da Vinci. Since then, only rumours. An art world insider swore it hangs inside the Crown Prince's super yacht. In 2024, a Princeton professor, a friend of the prince, said it sits in storage in Geneva, waiting for a museum in Riyadh that has not been built yet. 9 years. 0 public sightings. So where is the most expensive painting on Earth? Locked away? By a question. In a museum, every painting hangs next to its label. This one can't. Write Leonardo da Vinci, and half the experts on Earth call it a lie. Write Workshop of Leonardo, and $450 million evaporates in 2 words. The only winning move is silence. A masterpiece that exists the way a stock price exists, somewhere between belief and doubt. 500 years ago, someone painted the savior of the world. Today, the world is not allowed to look at him. He is in a crate, in the dark, still holding his crystal globe, saving nothing, waiting for someone to decide what he is. One day, this painting will resurface. Money always does. When it happens, the story continues here. Subscribe so you're in the room.